Hello everybody, welcome to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
Here's where we take 3 comics and compare them based on which one's the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're also unifying them under some kind of theme typically. Or we just grab 3 random books. In this case...
And then make a theme.
Exactly! In this case, it's blood! The theme is characters who have blood in their names. I guess we'll call this episode a Bloodbath! I don't know.
Don't call it that.
I should have thrown in Blade, just because it sounded a little like blood. In any case,
We'll do an episode where like people with sharp names.
yes.
Yeah.
Names.
Listen, the
Like
possibilities
Blade
are endless for this show.
and
Warblade.
And-
These are just Blade names.
Blade Flame?
What?
What? That's not a thing.
Anyway, the first we got here, Bloodshot #2 from Valiant. This is our first Valiant book.
Ooh.
The Mighty Thor #451 from Marvel Comics, and The Adventures of Superman #507. The blood characters are Bloodshot, Blood Axe, and Blood Sport. Let's tell you what happened in these books. Ethan, why don't you tell us what happened in The Adventures of Superman?
Oh.
This one is great. So we start out and we're dealing with Bloodsport right off the bat in an alley, and
Oh, so Jean-Claude Van Damme is there, and he's doing kicks and such.
By the way, he looks fabulous.
he does. He does.
He looks like a Spawn meets Knights Templar.
Yeah, he's got the Crusader cross on his chest.
Yeah.
He didn't quite understand how to cut the eye holes out of his mask.
Yeah, they're all
Well, am I going to go
different
vertical or am I
looking.
going to go horizontal?
Both.
Oh!
You also
Yeah.
wanted to make sure you could see how shredded he
He's
was.
super
Naturally.
shredded. He's
So-
got a weird armor thing on one
Just
shoulder.
only one. Yeah,
But like
that's
he
his bad
also like
shoulder.
there's no costume on the inside of his arms
No.
or on his side.
Well, that's so like maybe you'll get a little nipple in there.
I don't. It's
Oh.
like,
He
it's
wants
like
you to
it's
turn you on
onto
while he's
his
fighting.
he doesn't
body.
want to chafe.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh, they're going to bleed.
It's just a mess.
It's a disaster, but it's kind of supposed to be, I guess. So he's like a Nazi or something. Like
Well, he's a
he's a white supremacist.
He's a white supremacist.
Yeah. Who wants to just kill black people
And
So-
anyone who is okay with them.
yes.
Yeah.
Or around them.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Especially if you're wearing a vest that says Street Serpent.
Yeah.
That's a rad gang.
That's a gang. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew about the Street Servants, but in 1997 they were very popular, and in fact, really, really infamous in the Metropolis scene.
I'm just saying,
I lived in
like,
Metropolis for a couple of years back.
I was just saying, like, the street sharks, like, oh, that's different.
You can't use the street
But I'm
sharks,
just saying, like, a shark can't be on the land.
right?
Yeah.
But, like, the
On a
snake
street
can
serpent.
be...
Street serpent?
I'm just
Well,
a
yeah.
snake.
Why not a street
landed
snake?
on the road?
Street snakes, way better.
Street snake is
You got the
better.
alliteration; it's much shorter.
It's also like just 2 syllables.
Yeah.
The street serpents don't matter though because they die in the first 2 pages of the book. He just shoots them.
Yes.
So he should have called this like the cleansing of the street snakes, or like St. Patrick's Day, or whatever.
Yeah, because he drove the street snakes
Yeah.
out of Metropolis. Oh my
He
god!
should name himself St. Patrick.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
He's got the cross already.
Saint
No,
Bloodsport.
no, no.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
Saint Blood.
By the way, carrying on the lineage, there was a second. This is the second Bloodsport.
Yes. And the
There was
first one,
another Bloodsport.
who was
Yes.
black.
Yeah.
They refer to in this book.
Who was
they
not
talk about the prior
supremacist?
No,
Shocker.
he was
Right?
blind and confused.
Yeah.
Look at his hair. It's
Yeah,
majestic.
so that happens in the alley, and then Superman shows up at the Daily Planet, and he's talking about something that happened in like a previous story.
Yeah, 'cause it's always an ongoing.
Yeah,
thing.
that's ongoing. So, but I don't know too much about it. Something
And don't
about
worry, because
Adam.
DC did not have the Stanley philosophy of every comic someone's first, so they were just like, well, we assume you're caught up to
Yeah,
speed.
you've been reading Superman. Yeah.
And all the books were all connected.
Yeah, but they kind of like you piece it together. It's like this
Yeah.
woman's kid died.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam died. It was her kid. I thought it was her husband.
No, it's
No,
her son.
it's
I didn't even. I see. I couldn't figure that out. So.
They show a picture of him at the end.
Oh, they did.
And he's a little boy.
And she's like looking at toys and she's remembering things. She's like,
It's actually maybe a little
oh.
sad.
That's why she was looking at toys. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Unlike us, she doesn't just like toys.
No.
Yeah. So I guess Clark Kent is friends with her.
Yes.
And Lois Lane, like they've known her for a while. Her name's Kat. So that's happening, but that doesn't really matter to the plot of this book.
Well, it certainly has no bearing on Bloodsport.
No,
it
but,
does not.
But we do establish that Jimmy Olsen's like a dick. in this book.
Well, because they don't know what to do with him anymore because he's like antiquated, but he's
Right.
also like he used to be Turtle Boy, and there's all this other stuff.
They mentioned Turtle Boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like,
was Adam's favorite
he
Superman.
reminds me of that other guy who's usually the sports editor.
Yeah. Steve Lombard.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, and they were like Olsen. I was like, what?
What? They made
Is he
Jimmy
all
Dick?
like buff too? He's like,
I mean,
working out.
I think they're
big.
trying to trying to modernize Jimmy Olsen and failing hard.
Yeah.
Well, he also loves metal.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he just wants to be like Superman because that's his pal.
Right.
He's like, I'm just working out hard.
Buff and I'll be a dick. Wait.
I've been snorting kryptonite each week.
Is that how that works?
I'm pretty sure that works.
That does not work. I'm dying.
Yeah, I have
You
all
have
the cancer.
It's right up in here.
Sinus cancer.
Here.
Anyway,
So I guess Bloodsport's thing is that he can teleport like weapons from somewhere.
Where?
I don't know. It's never addressed.
The future?
Never explained. I guess they're like future guns.
Yeah.
So he sets up all these traps, these automated perimeter guns around like where he is, and
Yeah.
Superman shows up and they start shooting at him, and he makes quick work of them.
And he scoffs at them.
But
Yeah,
he's just like,
I was kind of impressed, like, because I was like, man, yeah, I forgot. I like kind of dropped off Superman around this time, and I was like, modern Superman comics are really, really solid, and like the ones that are coming out today. And I wondered how they were going to solve this problem with Bloodsport because he's so lame.
right,
and
Superman
he's
should be able to beat him in like a
a
second.
second. Like, he just uses X-ray vision, finds Bloodsport, and then immediately, faster than a speeding bullet, arrives and beats him. But, like, he doesn't, and it's hard to justify.
It is because it's like stuff's happening over here, and Superman doesn't know, and he's like distracted trying to save people, but like...
Well, he does mention he's tired.
Yeah. It is the best.
He does say he's tired, that's true.
But he's having like weird heat vision problems.
Yes,
Or not
yeah.
heat vision, you can see like
He's seen
heat
like the
I've
trails.
seen the heat trails, and he does say like he sits down at the wrong desk because he forgot that
Like
his
he's all
desk
that-
But that does keep up his Clark Kent persona of being
right.
a
So
plus.
maybe that's just part of his.
Is he also like depowered somehow, or like he's not as powerful
think
as he
so.
was?
No,
because
he
he should
is.
be incredibly fast.
Well,
Yes.
but they gotta have
They
a
gotta-
drama.
they gotta-
so-
yeah.
Yeah, I guess it depends because like they've done the thing where they like faced the Flash versus Superman, and it's like
he's not as
fast as
fast.
the Flash.
Yeah.
You know.
But he still should be real fast.
Yes,
though.
faster enough. to
Fast
stop.
enough to not like let all these people die.
Right.
He
He's
lets
also,
a whole
like-
family die.
Yeah,
He's like
he does.
horrified by what he finds though, so maybe that's like tripping him up. He's just like, how could
It's
you
just
do
like,
this?
how could this even happen? This is so
I think that's it. Yeah,
I can't even deal with
He's
it.
outraged.
Yeah, he's outraged and it's thrown off his game. I don't know. Anyway,
And tear gas affects him.
Bloodsport. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
He
Bloodsport.
has eyes.
Bloodsport's. He's
never cries.
he's got hostages. He's got hostages in this building, and Superman has to save them. So, Superman, he gets hit in the face with tear gas, and he's like, "Oh, I should have been more careful. I was too confident."
Yes.
So maybe that is
It's the
why he's
hair.
a little
so
slower later.
tired.
'Cause he's like, I don't want to just go rush into things.
That's
'cause
right.
Last time I did, I got hit in the face with tear
So
gas.
it's a character reason why he's not just.
I better not rush in there. I don't want to get hit with tear gas. Oh, people are dead.
Oh, the whole
but you know what? It
family's
was worth it
They
because I
were-
didn't get hit with tear gas.
They were probably dead.
But I got hit with tear gas.
No, we keep him alive, and then we.
No, that's later.
Oh, yeah.
So these people were already dead. So then we cut into the action to deal with Kat and Lois. Talking about Adam, and Kat is a recovering alcoholic, and this is causing her to
Well, she's
tempted.
It looks like she's tempted. It looks like she's gonna relapse, but she's like, no, I didn't.
Or kill herself.
Yeah.
Because there's also
we have two options.
And
Yeah.
she's talking about
two options: either become an alcoholic again or commit
Well, she
suicide.
chooses the third option, which is not
Yeah,
doing that.
why not?
Yeah.
police gathered on a perimeter outside, and Jimmy shows up with the new reporter who is black.
Yes.
And they mention that this guy is trying to shoot black people. He's like, great.
Yeah, he says great with an exclamation mark, like great.
Great.
Or
well, I assume I read it
sarcastically.
sarcastically.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to be there for any real purpose because nothing really happens with him.
It's
And
just a scoop.
He's on the roof of the hostages, and he's about to shoot him, and Superman bursts through the floor, which is
kind of
really
awesome.
Cool. Yeah, it's really cool, and destroys his gun, and then
breaks his hand.
And it's like he should defeat him right there, but he allows the guy to get a shot off with his flamethrower, which sets fire to the building. So now Superman has to save the whole building full of people, and of course, while he's saving them, Bloodshot gets away. Not Bloodshot.
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport gets away.
And I could blow some wind to blow out the fire, but that would mess
but
up
I'm not
my
going to
hair.
do that. I'm going to take a long time to save these people two at a time from the top of this building.
Maybe it's like different fire.
Yeah, it's like space
Future
fire.
fire.
It's future fire.
Yeah.
You can't blow it
Yeah.
out. He doesn't even try to blow it out.
We don't even establish these from the future, by the way, everybody.
No,
No, but he's
Bloodsport,
using
the guns.
future guns. The guns are definitely like. Well, I don't know. If
Or
they're,
They're
not.
probably
They're
not,
tech.
but I just
Yeah, they
keep
could just be
saying
crappy,
like
like
impossible guns that don't exist.
right. But that's every gun in the comic.
I guess, yeah. So Bloodsport escapes. He grapples into another building.
Where he just happens upon.
He happens upon an interracial couple, which of course he has a real problem with. So he kills them, and then
so many people die in this book.
so many
Yeah.
people die in this book. Like Bloodsport just kills everyone that he wants to kill, except for the hostages.
He
He's not
gets
able
away
to
with
kill them.
almost everything.
Yeah, Superman does save the hostages, but while he's saving them, 2 more innocent people die, and apparently Superman doesn't hear it.
That's my
because he's
problem.
not aware that it happened.
Yeah, he misses it.
Yeah, like he's like, okay, I saved those people. Now time to get Bloodsport, and then like, actually, I don't think he even finds them. Does he? Yeah, he does find them. Wait, does he?
No.
No.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't
So
even
this
know
guy
they
just
died.
kills them to put on the page.
Yeah, that's just like so you can see like this guy really is
Doesn't
a real
like.
bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he and Superman talk, and Superman lets him talk for a while before stopping him, and doesn't vaporize his gun with his heat vision, and because he waits, the guy fires these bullets, and they are like guiding, and they go in 2 different directions.
Yeah.
He's like, one of them's gonna kill Jimmy, and one of them's gonna kill
The Black Reporter.
the new Black Reporter, and you gotta pick.
How
like
could
you're
he-
a part of like the race war now.
How could he pick like where they're gonna go?
Yeah, right?
Because they're future guns.
Well, he was sitting there for a while, I guess, and he typed in like the
Find
face
the
of
black guy.
Yeah.
When he was scoping out Jimmy and the reporter.
Yeah,
with
that's right, with the
binoculars,
binoculars.
He's like
He has
there.
space binoculars, so yeah, he
Because
identified
like
the target with those.
you know that
They're
exists.
Bluetooth synced.
Do we
so
see
he was,
that happening? No, we don't, but we can assume that it did.
So yeah.
Because the book needs it to happen in order to create an impossible choice for Superman. It's not clear how he knows that Superman wouldn't have time to save both of them. He declares that like, and you can't save both of them. And I'm like,
There,
right.
here they are.
I
Here
just
they
did.
are.
I just I
Oh.
faster than speedy bullet. You literally fired 2 bullets, and
Yeah.
that's the thing that I'm specifically faster than.
I caught them, and they're standing right here, and here come the bullets. Move out of the way.
These are more rockets than bullets. Are you faster than a speeding
He
rocket?
might not be. They
Yes.
literally show him do a double take where like the missile's going either side. He's like,
And he says what?
and he says, "What?"
What?
Like he's firing this gun that clearly has 2 giant barrels, but he wasn't expecting 2.
Wait, it's
bullets.
the split like it was Rise of the
It'd
Triads.
be like you fire one and then the other. I just both at
Oh,
once.
what?
Jesus, man!
Yeah.
Talk about overkill.
I do like the speech that Superman gives to Bloodsport when Bloodsport's like, the black people
Oh.
got paid. He goes, where does it end though? With gay people? With
Right.
like,
Right.
he completely dresses him down and
Yes.
like.
He does, but it's not enough. Like, in my-
It's not like a Spider-Man speech that goes on for 2 pages. It's
Yeah.
just Superman's like, I don't have time for this guy. I gotta undercut him, and then I'm gonna punch him in the face.
I gotta undercut him and then wait for him to make his move.
And
Yeah.
like his reasons are like he lost his job, and I guess his kid idolizes a basketball player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they took his gerbs
Well,
and his
all right.
CERN.
You have to understand though, a basketball player can only be black. Apparently by this.
So you're saying there's some inherent racism within the pages itself?
I'm just saying
Yeah.
those
Unintentional.
2 things
Jesus.
aren't enough to kill all of them.
No.
Well, it is
Something
if you're unhinged like Bloodsport.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, that's like kind of realistic. Like, not that you would become
Yeah.
Bloodsport, but that like racist people say
they
things like
look
that.
for
Yeah.
any reason to
believe things
to
like
justify
that.
their
Yeah.
racism.
Yeah. So that's not enough to become this mass murdering psycho. But
With a terrible costume.
maybe he's also mentally ill. We
I mean, clearly,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
yeah. So that's it. That's the end of
And
the
that's
book.
the book.
I mean, because then you find out in the next issue what happens.
Yeah, but it does
He
introduce.
saves them.
I'm guessing Superman saves both.
But it does introduce a great new character, Bloodsport.
Right.
What?
Or reintroduce.
Yeah.
Yes, well, yeah,
Well, great
Rebirth.
in scope, not in actual greatness.
it's true. The Mighty Thor number 451 introduces Blood Axe. Again, by the way,
Blood Axe.
reintroducing things because Blood Axe is wielding an enchanted axe that belonged to the Executioner, an Asgardian. And in fact, I think the Executioner's in Thor Ragnarok.
Does he have a song?
No.
The
Yeah, he plays
Executioner's song.
Carl Urban.
Yeah.
But
That's the Executioner, like from the comics.
Yeah.
Is that character?
yeah,
And that's his
Interesting.
blood axe?
But he doesn't actually
Not blood
execute
axe.
anybody.
no.
It's not his blood axe. I thought that was his blood axe.
No, but the axe is named Blood Axe.
Yeah.
And the character's named Blood Axe.
Yes.
It's like if Thor was named Mjolnir.
Yes. So,
Oh, no, my hammer's named Thor.
And also Thor.
so
I don't understand the problem.
the worst part is that Thor in this is Eric Masterson.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Not
not
even
real
Thor.
Thor.
Yeah.
And what's even more fascinating is that real Thor is somewhere else.
Yeah.
But Eric Masterson is wielding Mjolnir, which means he is infused with the power of Thor.
Yeah.
So he's not Thor, but he is Thor. And so Thor, Eric Masterson Thor, is in the throne room of Odin and meets like the gang, like Odin and Baldir and
Elvira.
the Norn Queen.
Yeah, she's got a name later on.
Yeah, but she also has, of course, the Norn stones.
Oh, Cornilla.
Thank you.
Who are the Norns?
Her people.
Her people.
Okay.
Behold.
Duh.
So
Do we know who they are?
So Eric is like, hey, Odin, what's going on? And Odin's like, this Eric Masterson's doing a pretty decent job being my son. But,
I don't like that.
But that sucks. Also, go find him. And I think the idea is that they think that Thor is being held by Mephisto.
Yeah, that Eric Masterson remembers it. Like, he knows
Right.
that. He figured
Yeah,
that
but they
out.
don't jump to that. They don't do anything about it. It's just so
They do something.
Well, yeah, they send. Well, no. So like, they're like, okay, well you can go. So Eric leaves and he goes with a bunch of. This of course takes place within a story where a bunch of cops and Eric Masterson are all teleported to Asgard. So Masterson and all these cops have to go back.
Along with two of his friends.
Yes. So Fandral and Valstag, well, they befriend the team, or of the cops.
Especially Fandral does.
Fandrel's like, oh, hello, my lady. It's like this big buff chick who I guess is supposed to be not hot, but Fandral thinks she's cool because she's like a warrior woman.
Yeah.
And she's like, what up? Like, that's cool. And the other cops are like, what's up with this Nancy boy? And I'm like,
a dandy.
And I'm like, a dandy? What are you doing, DeValco? So then they all like go
we
like,
can't call him the name we want to call him.
exactly. I'm like, what are you doing?
It's a proper British
That's not what they
That's
mean.
that's an actual
Yes,
term
it is.
that they used.
Yeah.
in
So
the
Masterson
days of yore.
takes.
Oh, like a Yankee Doodle.
So Masterson uses the power of Mjolnir to bring the cops back to Earth. Or Midgard, along with himself, and the cop lady's like, "Well, I had a great time. Like, what a fun experience." And they were like, "Yeah, well, our boss won't believe that we actually were in Asgard, and so we're gonna get docked like for being off the job. Like, who cares?
Well, they care. They got bills to pay.
Yeah, but like, who cares about that?
Right,
It's
but
world
hang
building.
on. They gotta stop everything so Thor can pose.
I love it. Well, good, because it's the only moment where he looks cool in this whole issue. But like, Thor has a great moment where he says, like, "What am I going?" Well, Thor, Eric Masterson, Thor.
Masterson.
He's like, "What am I going to do first? Am I going to see my son? Am I going to call the Avengers, or am I going to have pizza?"
This is where the choose your own adventure begins.
Yes, and so you turn the page,
And you're like, pizza!
and he gets pizza with Baldir and Sif. Sif and Baldir are like,
Because
"Hey, what's going on?"
They crashed the party.
Yeah, they show up.
And they're like, we should go get Thor. And he's like, whoa, I can't land on Midgard and take 2 seconds to figure out his shit before like you guys are pushing him into another adventure. Meanwhile, we meet a blood axe. It's just a dude shrouded in shadow and a trench coat who goes to a locker, picks up blood axe, and boom, he's blood axe.
Why is the blood axe in a locker? Like,
Why?
So he's got to bring it to work. He
Yeah.
can't carry it around with him all day.
So-
It'd be suspicious.
He touches blood axe, and not unlike when Eric Masterson wields Mjolnir, he becomes blood axe.
He looks like the Red
And
Skull.
he looks like Red Skull, but he's a
Exactly
good guy.
right.
But at least he wants to be.
He doesn't become the executioner.
No! Which is
he calls
hilarious because
himself
the
the executioner.
Yes, but he
He also calls himself Blood Axe. It's very confusing.
it's blood axe. Because the executioner's a guy who has the name executioner.
Yeah.
So blood axe is basically just another disposable Marvel leather jacketed anti-hero who's like, I'm going to dispense justice my own way, the lethal way, but I'm Asgardian. That's my distinction. And do you want more blood axe? The answer is a resounding no.
Whoa. Let's not get there yet.
No, but
He does some cool stuff.
history is on my side when it comes to blood axe.
Name 2 things.
But
Well, he swings his axe.
yes, and he hits someone with it.
It's the same thing.
I'll get back to you on the second one.
Okay!
So there's a great moment where Masterson Thor and Baldur and Sif are in a pizzeria, and they had a slice, and he wants to eat the whole pie, and they're like, okay, we ate with you, now let's go to hell and fight Mephisto. And he's like, whoa, like, do you guys want more pizza? And they're like, no.
You can't let this go to waste.
Though I will argue, it is rather delicious. Like, thanks for the.
But hang on, so he's having that. They're having an argument about what they should do. Because she's like, we should go get Thor. And he's like, no, we should go back and like absolve Heimdall.
Yes,
who
because
got
Heimdall
screwed
got screwed over through chicanery that took place in.
by the Queen of the North.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
In fact,
Thor picks up pizza like no asshole ever would.
He's
from the
gra-
side?
like
with his thumb directly in the slice.
I guess because like Masterson's used to being immortal now, so he's like, I can just pick up hot things.
No, I assume it's because the artist didn't want to draw what it looks like to pick up pizza.
Yeah. Well, it was an awkward angle.
Yeah.
I need to show that, but I also want to see that awesome.
You have to see all this delicious cheese.
Yeah. Ninja Turtles is
Does that make you
popular.
hungry?
So
I'm hungry.
But
yeah.
I was
will
eating
say,
pizza while I was drawing.
Baldur and Sif come back to Midgard because using the Norn stones.
Yeah.
Right.
They're
So-
looking for Thor, and it took them all over the place.
Yeah, they're just
Carnelian.
following them
Yeah.
where they go. Yeah.
So Blood Axe, there's like a standoff in a big building, like a derelict building or whatever, and they're on a standoff with the cops. And what's amazing is one of the like crooks says to the other something like, "I called my lawyer and he says that we're fine, so like let's give ourselves up, but we've got to keep up appearances for a little while longer, and then we'll."
Yeah. Well, I called the camera, the news station.
Yeah.
And the news
Over
comes
here,
in,
and
then
we'll walk out of here
in style.
And yeah.
So then Blood Axe like, oh no you don't. He leaps over the cops. Like I was like, hey Blood Axe. Normally this is where like if the Punisher were doing it or if Ghost Rider were doing it, he would ignore them, blast in the building, and kill everybody. Blood Axe is new to the scene, so he shows us like, hey, you all need to know what Blood Axe's score is. He points his axe at them and he tells them like, I'm Blood Axe. I'm a badass. I dispense justice my own way, and I'm gonna go do that. And they're like, wow, Blood Axe is awesome. He talks like so cool. He's got this crazy voice.
They
Which,
say like his voice comes from beyond the grave.
yeah,
It's cold and dead and stuff.
Yeah, he's like.
And they're also telling them like, hey, stop, don't do
also
that.
don't
And they
do that.
also
Get
tell
out
fire
of
on
here.
you.
So then Blood Axe uses his Blood Axe to cause a gale force wind to push all the policemen away.
How is it not blood?
Right?
Yeah. Why is it wind?
What?
Yeah. Why doesn't he like blast blood out of it? Or
Yeah.
I feel like it's wind because that's what they needed in this scene to make the cops go away.
Well,
Also, that would be
cop.
And they
that would
can't
be
die.
graphic,
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Yeah.
How
He does
dare they?
severely injure them though, because you see them later.
yeah.
One
They're
of them's
like,
getting wheeled
"Ugh."
away in a stretcher.
yeah.
Well, you know.
But Blood Axe. By the way, he does refer to himself as the Executioner, but he's Blood Axe : the
The
Executioner.
executioner. Yeah.
So Blood Axe blasts through the window, and they're like, "What the crap is this?" And then he murders them with his Blood Axe.
Yeah, he murders them real good.
But while he's murdering them, like, energy blasts out of his Blood Axe, which causes the attention of the other Asgardians at the pizza place.
Right.
And so they're like,
who happen to be nearby.
so yeah, they're like, oh, we gotta go do this. So
Oh
Eric
no!
So
what? I'm still gonna finish this.
yeah, so Masterson's like, okay, we'll go do this after. So we'll stop whatever's going on over there, and then we'll go on your adventure. So it's like, no, we gotta go now. And so she like grabs in one panel, she grabs the Norn stones from Baldur, and then jumps through a teleportation portal she's created with them, and she's gone. And then
Which is the coolest thing that happens in this book.
yes, and Baldur's like, no, and Master's like, no, I'm lame, and even though I was gonna call the Avengers, I'm not gonna do that now because we're in a Thor book and we gotta use Asgardians. So you gotta help me. And then we immediately get the payoff for what happens to Sif, which I love because normally it's like, well, we'll find out what happens to Sif next time. But no, Sif goes to hell and runs into Mephisto. And he's like,
Immediately.
yeah, and she's like, I am fucked. And he's like,
I did not think this
and
through.
Mephisto's like, you are, but I happen to have like all kinds of machinations I'd like to introduce you to.
He's also like, but you're hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when
say that.
So that
Yeah.
we drop Sif into some hot water and then we abandon her.
Yeah.
So then Baldur and Eric Masterson Thor go to the scene of the crime. They find
They hold
pieces
hands.
of those guys all over because Baldur can't fly.
I know, it's just funny. They hold hands and fly.
Yeah.
What? We are friends.
Yeah. So
Powered by friendship.
It's not weird. We're
totally
friends.
fine.
We're simply sharing long protein chains. If you could think of a better way, I would like to hear it.
So Baldur and Eric Masterson Thor arrive at the scene of the crime. They have that scene from Jurassic Park where they're like, I think I found the crook, and they're like, I think I found him too. They're picking up arms and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Blood Axe shows up. Blood Axe is only in the book for like 4 panels, and for, at least with Bloodsport, he's in the whole book from
Yeah.
beginning to end. Blood Axe
Yeah.
is like, maybe I should become Blood Axe. I'm Blood Axe. Yo, I'm Blood Axe. See Blood Axe. And then he's like, whoa.
Well, look,
guys, I don't know if you know this.
He's working on branding.
Blood
Yeah, he's all about branding. This is an homage cover, by the way. This is the same cover that Walt Simonson did for the introduction to Beta Ray Bill, and he's doing the same exact thing with Stormbreaker. And like, damn it. This is the worst because it's a hilarious, it's almost like they don't want
like
it to
a
be,
joke.
but it's a parody.
Yep.
It's like, it weirdly reminds me of like Ghost Rider and Judge Dredd had like a character.
Yeah, he's got the yellow.
Yeah.
It's all of those
White
things.
and
No,
red.
he is a famous bowl of cool things from 90s comics. He is Red Skull and Ghost Rider and Judge Dredd and like Death's Head 2
And Lobo.
and Lobo, and he's got a cool axe. He's got blood in the name. But anyway, so that's the story.
Punisher because he kills people who are bad.
Exactly, and he actually manages to like succeed on like Ghost Rider, who can't seem to get anything to start. So there's a back about the Enchantress, but that's not why you bought the book. You bought it to see Blood Axe and see him in action, and so that's what happened. Who wants Bloodshot?
That's what happened. Tiffany volunteered before.
I did. I volunteered for Bloodshot. I volunteer as tribute for Bloodshot.
Thank you.
Bloodshot number 2.
Second?
This is the second issue,
This is the second
guys.
ever Bloodshot in the history
I
of Bloodshot.
cannot
Yes.
imagine how big the issue must have been before this to have set up
It's
everything
exactly
here.
the same length.
So let's go for it. This literally acts like you have to have read it. You have to have read it because you open up, it's just a splash page of like Mr. Axe and his jerks going into what looks like a studio.
Yeah.
And they're just ruining things. Like that guy's kicking a monitor.
Yep.
That one's just firing up into the air with his
Like a cider gun. It's
basically a cylinder.
And this guy's putting his hand in another man's mouth. Mr. Axe is here to see Mr. Durkins, who is in charge of all of this, and Mr. Axe has a very special set of skills which allows him to take control of... It makes him a nightmare for this book. And it lets him take control of machinery, computers, that whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Which is a big thing for Bloodshot, who has nanites in his blood. It's like Magneto and Wolverine, but
one
instead
character.
it's Mr. Axe and Bloodshot. Do you see where we're going? No, trust me, it's not going to be that cool. So Mr. Axe gets in there, he starts talking to Durkins, and he's like, here's the thing, like, you need me, because I know all about your little Bloodshot project and the whole thing about that, so like, I'm
Pulls up the file. Like,
Yeah.
Look, Bloodshot. That's Bloodshot.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Him in his little white suit, like, yep, I'm totally awesome. We're gonna leave that all behind. I hope you understood what the heck's going on in that scene.
Because it's over now.
We're not gonna talk about Mr. Axe until the end of this book.
know.
Yeah.
So just put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Put a pin in
Mr.
that.
Axe.
We're gonna
Mr.
come
Axe is
back.
happening over here. Now on to the good stuff.
Yeah, hang on. Now we're gonna go check out Bloodshot, who looks like a totally normal dude right now, except he's got a big lightning bolt on the side of his head, essentially. But
They
like,
all were wearing it that
he's
way,
not. Yeah, exactly. But he's not like the pale, white-skinned guy that you normally
The
see.
guy on the cover, you mean?
Yeah. So you're kind of for a second like,
Who is this guy?
Wait,
Yeah.
what am I
Why
reading?
does
Is
it look
this
just
the
like
guy?
what's
Yeah.
happening? But he's looking for a place to stay as he is in New York, and he's just like, I got all this cash, I should go to the Hilton, but I can't, I gotta lay low. So he goes to this like scuzzy motel that essentially is like a no-tell motel, where it's like, well, you pay by the hour. So when he asks for the night, they're like, oh what?
Like, wow.
He's like, but don't worry,
That's some stamina.
he's like, I can get you women, I can get you girls. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then I can get you boys. I'm like,
Like
yeah.
little boys.
Okay, you have to stop
What?
now, right now. Blood Axe is gonna
seedy
come for
place.
you.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even put his fist through the glass to grab the guy. and
Bloodshot's
go,
like,
"Stop."
nah, your
Yeah.
pedophilia is fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I will not partake.
I'm gonna take the stairs.
I still have to lay low.
And he's got to take the stairs because he wants the party.
Well,
Yeah.
not only that, but like, I really don't want to get in that elevator.
No.
Things have happened in there.
Yeah.
Bloodshot has this moment where he decides to give us a little background on him. So
Yeah.
he reminds us the fact that like he was part of the mafia or like came from the mafia
Yeah.
in some way, shape, or form, and he's looking for them.
Right.
And he's just like, I kind of feel bad because like I kind of got to give it to them for like helping to like
Make me
who I
Bloodshot.
am, but like at the same time like screw them. But he's like unsuiting and suiting. He's doing both things.
He's
taking
Mr. Rogers
clothes
thing,
off.
where Mr. Rogers comes into the place, takes off his shoes, puts on different shoes. Bloodshot takes off his regular clothes, puts on his Bloodshot clothes.
But he also like makes sure that we know it is Bloodshot. He's like, check it out.
Yeah, I got
the
the
dot.
red
the
dot.
dot.
Here's my
I
red
got my
sun.
dot.
It's don't worry. And there's a knock at the door, and this dude shows up, who presumably he called. I guess.
But like,
No, no
when?
explanation.
Or did the front desk call? He's like, okay, that guy's not into little boys, but maybe he's into guns.
I don't know, but he says right on time.
Yep,
Yeah.
so he must have called
So
him
sometime,
between arriving at this
Well,
no-tell
maybe
motel
before we saw him.
and deciding to go to this
Yeah.
one because he decides to do it in this page.
That's true.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'll pick this place.
It's more like I think he's talking about why he chose this.
Right, he's
guess.
justifying his decision.
Yeah.
So another guy in a white suit shows up, who's not Mr. Axe.
Yes.
No.
With all these like cases and stuff, and he's essentially an arms dealer, and like Bloodshot had requested a specialty katana that's heavier than normal katanas because Bloodshot's awesome and he needs a way heavier blade.
He's got the nanites to make him super
Yeah.
strong.
He's stronger, so he can
Exactly.
Break
break
it by slipping it too far.
No, he's just like, no, this will do more damage.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess. It could be stronger if it's heavier.
Yeah, I guess.
And then he's trying to sell him some guns, and this is where we kind of established that Bloodshot has some sort of form of amnesia going on here.
Yeah, he doesn't quite have everything
Right? So, like, the guy asks him about a specific gun, and Bloodshot, like, rattles off knowledge about it, and then to himself, he's just like, I didn't even know I know that.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh,
what
it's a soap opera.
And
Whose kid is his?
and in this issue, or in this moment, he's like, I'll take this gun and this gun and this gun. And you're like, okay, cool, and he's gonna put them all on.
No.
No,
he's not, okay?
but that's what I thought was gonna happen.
I know, I'm just
And
saying.
then he's like, okay, they'll be delivered in a week.
No, he buys one gun and one sword, and then he gets a special gun that'll be ordered. And I'm just like, why is that in here?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's setting up what
Well, so the guy can come back and be like, that's that guy!
I don't care.
Well, you will
No.
when he comes back with that gun!
I promise.
Trust
I won't.
me, in the super dense and much later
Don't worry.
printed Bloodshot #3, he will.
In Bloodshot #3, when he's in a random location, desperately needing that gun, and that guy randomly shows up to that spot.
Yes.
He'll be
That's
like,
the payoff.
Well, no,
I'm
he
here
tells him-
when you need me.
He tells him Columbus Circle, so you know something's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
So at Columbus Circle, well, that guy's going to show up at the right moment,
Yeah,
right?
they're setting
but
it up.
this is one of my favorite panels in this whole
This
issue.
one?
No, this one, because the guy's already leaving, and Bloodshot's like, "That's all. There's some things I need to take care of, so goodbye." The guy's already gone.
Yeah, he's like, okay, well, anyway, it was good meeting you. I'm glad you made a. Oh, he left.
No, I was kicking you out. I have things to do. You don't have things to do. I have stuff to do.
I had a suitcase full of guns, trust me, I have things to do.
I'm Bloodshot. I'm important.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, and neither does anybody else.
So then we go off to this crime family where it's the Carbonis, and the boss Carboni is either with his wife or his mother. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
They've just exited from church. They've heard a lovely service. He packs off the woman. Off she goes. And they start talking business, essentially.
Finally.
Like, they're talking about how, things have gone down, and, like, they're trying to figure out who it is. And,
Bloodshot.
like... Well, yeah, we know it's
know it's
Bloodshot.
Bloodshot.
They're calling him Maspeth. No, they say that guy's getting like healed from having his fingers cut off, which is very specific.
Very specific.
Like with the katana.
Exactly. But they also, right? They mentioned the fact that the person had amnesia because they were asking about himself.
Yeah.
And they also mentioned that they might be mortali,
Okay.
which is that Bloodshot's name?
I don't know.
We don't know.
Nobody knows.
I don't read Valiant.
But like, so they have this little thing where we're like, hey, we're setting up that the mob is also sort of aware
That Bloodshot is.
of what's going on.
Yeah.
So like, they're gonna be doing their own prep for whatever's coming. They may not know exactly what it is,
But they're putting feelers out.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like Star Wars. There's the Death Star fight. There's
Yeah.
the shield generator fight. We got the land fight. There's all kinds of great, awesome
No
stuff.
one has ever compared to this.
to Star Wars. Well, let me be the
First
first.
time for everything.
So then we cut to another building. This is 2 days after, or it's 1 day after, Bloodshot
Got his sweet sword.
checked in
weapon.
into the
Ease Motel.
yeah. And there's like this guy who I thought was a Wall Street guy, but he's a
Me
travel
too.
agent.
He's just a travel agent.
He's like
But he's like a skeevy.
Yeah, he's like Gordon. He's the Gordon Gecko of the Liberty Trap.
he's like Travago, but like before that existed. So like he's trying to like wheel and deal, and then like he hears something in the hallway, and it's late at night. He's working extra hours because he's got to make the big like score essentially. And like Bloodshot's out there, and like literally the worst reveal ever of a person. He's just like there, he's like, hey,
Hey, I'm here. Now I'm in the panel.
hey, I'm Bloodshot. And then he like pushes the guy into his little like rolly chair, and he starts threatening him. And he's just like,
You know what I'm gonna do to you? Do you know what I'm gonna do? Do you?
I'm gonna hold you out the window.
right? Well, he threatens him. He's just like, you book flights for the mob, and I want to know what you know about that. Like it's the
Okay, first of all, I don't mean to poke a hole in your boat, Bloodshot, but let me just ask you a question here right now. If you know that this man is the travel agent for the mob, that means that you have access to very specified, detailed information. I feel like you skipped over some much more valuable information that might help speed things along for you.
He wants to know what his mob tie is, and he wants to know where they are now.
Yes.
And like, initially, Bloodshot's kind of like, I know that like the bookings were made through here. He's not even 100% sure if it's this guy.
No!
It's just. Like going
And
for
it's
it.
weaved into the dialogue. It's not like it's bad plotting. It's just that
No.
Bloodshot just
Well,
sucks
it's
at
to
this.
show you that he can tell when people are lying.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
then
but-
he holds his wrist and he's just like,
His pulse
Skip a beat.
no, it skips a beat. And you're like, what?
Yeah, but he could have run into the janitor and been like, "Hey, who booked those tickets?"
Yeah,
Right?
maybe like a creepy
That's
albino
cool,
is
man.
attacking me with swords and
Anybody's
bandoliers.
skipped a beat. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean he's lying. What's
No.
wrong with you?
So he holds him out the window and he regales us with the fact that he's like, I could do this all day because the nanites in my blood repair my torn muscles as soon as they're torn. I'm like,
Yeah. It's like, what a graphically horrible way to describe
Well,
the
no.
Richard.
Does it still hurt?
Oh, yeah.
Look, I don't know.
course,
if you can,
terribly.
I don't know if you can tell by the story how cool Bloodshot is. So if you can't, I'm gonna let you
He'll
know.
describe exactly how cool he is.
Right?
with
Yes.
You don't have
mathematical
nanites.
precision.
No.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, it's
Fair
really-
enough.
Look, this guy
That's
weighs,
disease, he knows.
weighs 200 pounds.
Yeah.
He's really heavy,
Yeah.
and he's holding it with one arm. Like, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, and he's
He's not even
admitting.
tired. He said, I could do it all
You
day.
can. You can
That's
do
how strong he is.
Yeah. But the guy
You tried to hang a dangling man outside a window with one arm. It's hard. You could do it for like a second or two, maybe.
It's also cold.
Maybe. And he says he could do it all day.
Yeah, even though it's nighttime.
It's really strong.
Wait, but he couldn't possibly be lying, could he?
Well, did his heart skip a beat?
I don't know.
We
Hold
need
his
another
wrist.
Bloodshot to find
What I
out.
love about this panel is the man screams, "No, please! I'm afraid of heights."
No, I don't want to die.
I'm afraid of being dropped from heights.
Yeah.
Or I'm afraid of albinos that want to
Oh,
kill
that's
me.
the scary part, is
Yeah.
that you're up high, not that he's
Not that
dangling you out the window and threatening to drop
Can
you.
we also talk about the fact that we just had a scene with Bloodshot where he did get all like armed up and
Yeah.
he doesn't use anything
No,
against this
he
guy.
just holds him with his arm.
Yep.
It would be like being threatened at gunpoint, being, no, I'm afraid of holes.
No, I'm afraid of death.
That's better.
I'm existentially afraid of death.
That's like saying no. It's
It's
more
like,
like
yeah,
saying
of course you are. Everyone is.
I'm afraid of guns.
How about I'm afraid of loud noises?
I'm afraid.
That's what I was gonna say, but I couldn't get a word in there twice. Anyway, so Bloodshot finds out that they're on Long Island.
Right. The
And
mob.
so and so he goes to Battery Park.
Which is not on Long Island.
No. And he's like walking through there and he's like thinking about like how they're out on Long Island when he is attacked by a flying gang of jerks.
Oh, those are teenagers, Tiffany.
Who have like anti-grav belts, and I thought one of them was a girl. There's an amazing ad in here that like sells us 3 video games for the Terminator, Alien, and Predator, and it's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
That is clandestine.
Hey.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's
Good
like
choice,
it was
Sal.
made for this show.
Right? So, Bloodshot quickly figures out that they have anti-grav belts, and they're whizzing around, and he figures out that one of them's a cyborg.
Which he cuts his arm off. And it's
Yeah,
like
he's like,
a
oh,
wire.
there's circuitry and shit. I guess
He
he's the
shoots
cyborg.
his arm off.
Yeah.
He
cuts
shoots it off.
with a gun.
Yeah,
Right?
finally.
And then they
Oh, it's a cybernetic arm. Oh, thank God I didn't know that before I shot it off.
He didn't even care.
Oh,
He was just like, oh, he's a
he kills
robot.
people.
Yeah.
right, and like you would think they were the guys from the beginning,
Yeah.
but they're not.
No, they're totally different now.
But they have like a similar gun because these guys are working for Mr. X, but they're not the same guys
No.
unless they are, and they just
Hard to
forgot.
tell.
Oh, what they look like?
Yeah.
Could be.
So yes,
No, I meant for Mr. X. He's like,
Oh, I meant for everyone.
but it does for us because when Mr. X arrives, I was like, who's the hell is
What
this?
is
I'm like,
happening?
is that Mr.
Well,
X?
you
missed issue 1.
Yeah.
No, it's because Anyway, so they get the drop on Bloodshot, and he's just laying there in the snow, and then the person who it's Wayne. Not Brian.
Oh.
Wayne, who I thought was a chick,
Yes.
goes over and like kicks him in the back, and is just like, "Nah, I got
I
this."
see.
And then he
No.
gets stabbed
Yeah.
Yeah.
by Bloodshot's knife.
And it's hard to
Which we
tell.
didn't see him have earlier.
We
saw
just
it
assume. We take it.
Yeah.
We take it at face
He
value.
also
he's
like
got a lot of guns,
rolls.
yeah.
How this happens, I don't
It's
understand.
baffling.
It doesn't make Bloodshot's face down. The way he's rolled over. How did no one?
The nanites told him, Tiffany.
Yeah.
It grew an arm out of his back and it stabbed him,
Yeah,
and that
right.
got absorbed, and now he's okay.
Yep.
But anyway, so then like everybody's got a real problem because like Wayne was their pal, and even though like he
But
shoots
they're all
this
pals.
other guy,
Yeah.
he's like Wayne was my like one of them has a real problem. The guy who's
They
the
really want you to
cyborg.
know that they're friends.
Yeah, like Wayne.
Yes.
Well, the other guy gets shot. Nobody cares about the guy who got shot.
No, the ponytail guy gets it. And nobody cares.
And like, but like the guy who lost his arm was like Wayne was my pal, and then he like flies.
We grew
Bloodshot
up together,
there.
man.
Yeah.
And they start like grappling, and he's just like, I'm like, he tries to use the guy's like exposed wires, which he assumes are attached to like
His nervous
bone.
system,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he tries to like,
hard up.
yeah, to pull him, but his vest gives out like what the guy's holding Bloodshot by,
Yes.
breaks, and he falls. And then like he's like, all right. Now he's got Bloodshot's katana, but that's okay because Bloodshot has the smallest knife in the world.
It's literally like
It's like a pen.
Thank God I carried my little toothpick.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like Barbie's dream knife, and he pulls that out and he just stabs it into the guy's
and blood
chest.
goes everywhere.
Yeah, he hits
hits
a
him in
major
the neck.
artery.
Yeah.
He hits him. Yeah,
But like,
carotid.
Yeah.
that your carotid is not here.
No, it's on the side.
Yeah.
No. Well, it's really hard to tell where he hits him. It's all up in
Three
the
people
This is
didn't
a
know
super
that.
sharp knife.
3 people didn't know that. The artist, Ethan, and myself. So that's enough to sell that image.
So he definitely kills him, and that's when this dude shows up who looks like
Exo Manowar! And I'm like,
Yeah.
Exo Manowar!
Why is he fighting Bloodshot?
but it's not.
No.
It's not. And you're like, who is this? And then through dial, you realize it's Mr. Axe.
Mr. Axe?
And you're like, what? So essentially, the guy at the beginning, they're trying to hunt down Bloodshot. And so, like, that's what he's here to do.
Yes.
And so then they talk about lobster
Yeah.
and, like, as analogies, and Axe uses it about describing how not intelligent Bloodshot
Yeah,
is.
he's the
And then
brain of lobster.
Bloodshot uses it to describe wanting to crack open his shell and get to his soft meat.
Well, I want to cut up
Yep.
his soft meat.
Yeah. You want to crack open your shell and cut out the stuff.
So,
And then dip it in melted butter.
right? And that,
Put it in my body.
but like, okay, so Mr. Axe's power is he can control computers.
Yeah.
And he leads with shooting Bloodshot,
Yeah.
not using his power.
To control the nanites?
No, he uses that later to stop his one arm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then Mr. Axe has his arm cut off.
Yeah. His power's totally useless.
No, but it becomes his arm.
Apparently it is because he's not able to. He starts to control him, and then Bloodshot's just like, no, I'm just gonna cut your arm.
And then he gets
But it doesn't matter because he flies away.
Yeah. So this is the weirdest part of the book. We're just like, oh, my arm's cut off, but don't worry, Bloodshot. I'll
be
get
back.
you next time.
You're
What?
bleeding to death, though.
No, because like, look, when he leaves, there's no blood. He's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
But there should be, but there isn't.
Oh,
and
the
then,
soup went over.
so like, this is really the end of the book.
Yeah.
But wait, now we're gonna have another end of the book where we see that guy who was dangling at the window who
travel
didn't die,
agent.
Right.
who's calling the mob, and it's just like, don't worry, I told him exactly what you wanted me to tell him.
Right.
I told him I was afraid of heights. Oh, it was
Yeah.
a setup.
Oh no.
I'm not actually afraid of heights.
There you go.
Dun dun dun.
Ugh.
That's Bloodshot number 2.
Yes, it was. Which one is the good?
Okay. That's real tough.
I agree. Because here's the thing.
I know which one's the ugly.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. The writing, I think, is best in Bloodshot.
No.
No.
I think. Here's my justification.
Sell me on that.
Okay. Everything, like the narration, the specific structure of the words and the sentences that are used in the text are good and a little more mature than are done in these 2 books. Just from a writing standpoint, it's just a better written book. And I don't mean a better written story. I don't mean a better constructed or conceived story. I just mean the writing is slightly better in this than in others. There are things where you're like, there's leaps in logic and stuff, but it's explained and justified through the narration and text in this comic. That being said, Bloodsport, you get all the Bloodsport you can handle for the price of 1 issue.
Yep.
Yep. And
It's linear.
Yes.
It is like
You know exactly what's happening.
You know what
all
you're
the
getting.
time.
You know what you're getting into. You know what you're in for, and you get it. And for the price of admission, you also have the social commentary about the dangers of racism.
Yeah. It's totally realistically portrayed.
Completely. But on the other hand, you've got the Mighty Thor. And with Blood Axe, while you don't get a lot of Blood Axe, you do have not Thor.
Well, this is the Mighty
Oh,
Thor.
we're gonna hold that against the book.
No, and that's the thing. This is a perfect example of what it's like to read a Thor comic. That is a Thor comic through and through. It doesn't try to do something else. It and even though Blood Axe is like totally not a Thor character in terms of behavior and design, it's a Thor comic. I have dozens of Thor comics just like this one. They are all interchangeable. We could have picked any one of them, except that Blood Axe does not appear in any of them except for this one. So this is a promised Thor book, no question. There you go.
Yeah. It's got all the Thor.
You get to go to
dialogue.
Asgard. You go to Midgard.
Yep.
You go to Hell
Fish out of
itself.
water stuff.
Yeah.
You got Hell. Yeah, like everything's there.
I have a real hard time picking a good comic out of all these three.
But you have
Just
to.
have to pick
That's
the
point of
best
the
one
show.
out of the three.
All right, so I don't want to call it good, but yes, Superman is the best of the three. It is not good,
But it is the best.
but
of
it
the
is the
three.
best of the three.
Why do you think it's the best of the three? What's your justification?
I hate how Superman acts through it, but I get why he's distracted in this. Like, they gave him basically a loophole of like, look, he's tired.
Right.
Because he's tired, he's not being the best Superman that he can be.
Yeah.
Which is why he doesn't save
Defeat
why
him
he's
immediately.
Completely ineffective.
very well. No, he's effective
Except
at
for
sometimes.
saving the hostages. It's literally the only thing he does. Well, he destroys the guns, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's not that hard. He's invincible.
But they don't it's not contrived that he's just like, because it's not like they're portraying it's hard to write Superman books because he can do anything.
Right.
Like there's a reason,
Yeah.
and also like he can't be in two places at once.
Right. Yeah.
I think the art is better in it as well.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that, at least with Bloodsport, I get that he is a one-dimensional character who is just based on racism and everything that it represents, and it's just like, look, I'm just the character that you can hate.
And Superman's great because like Superman is three-dimensional and Bloodsport isn't. And it's like, how do you fight that? And it's like, if you want to go deeper, it's a metaphor for battling racism. Because even though it's black and white and obvious and one-dimensional and superficial, it is a very complicated problem that you can't just punch. You can't punch racism and solve that problem.
Yeah, but Superman's going to in the next issue, right?
Well, or he's gonna let one of them die.
I don't know.
Or both. You know what? I choose not to play the race game.
It's
Both of them
messy.
get died.
Yeah.
Racism, bigotry, hate, and like unjustifiable hate is messy and complicated and difficult to defeat, and you can't just fly and put your hands on your shoulders.
Yeah, I think you're reading into the story.
Oh yeah, well I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, no, I see what you're saying. I do appreciate.
I can't say anything like that for Thor.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Thor is so
Thor's just a
shallow,
comic.
and yeah, it's just a regular comic. This one tries to be more,
Yeah.
as comics do and have,
Yeah,
many
Of course,
times.
yeah. This isn't transcendental. It's not
It's
new.
definitely hokey in that respect and obvious, like really obvious. And Superman is inexplicably, especially at the end. The end is what really bothers me about how like he just lets this guy shoot these guys. Like he could have done anything.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
just stand. I'm like, no,
Right.
no.
Yeah, for
Too
me,
contrived.
Superman is written a little out of character in this, and Thor isn't.
Right. Even though he's literally out of character.
I know, but
Yeah.
that's it. Like that's the
He is
point, though.
Chase
And
Man.
like, there's something
Yeah.
about this where like I know it's just part of it. I'm sure is just the style of writing for the time, but like there's something about the chaos of this book that like I appreciate surrounding Eric Masterson.
Yes,
because
who's just
he's
like,
not
"What?"
Thor. Yeah, like he's involved with like he was like all these things are going on. He's like, I'm not that guy, but I am that guy right
Yeah.
now. So how?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's
Like,
constantly in that position.
yeah, there's something about that I appreciate because it's very befitting and like will make the return of Thor so much
More
grander.
satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the ride-along character. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm in the presence of royalty. Should I bow? I guess I
Yeah.
should bow. I don't
Right.
know what I should be doing.
But he's the protagonist. No, but that's fair. I do like that.
I like all the stuff. My problem with this book is that the best parts are not with
Blood Axe.
Blood Axe or Thor.
Oh, okay.
It's like the ancillary characters. Like I
Yeah.
like the interaction between Odin and the Norn Queen. I'm like, oh,
Yes.
what's going on there?
You mean
Yeah.
for 2 panels?
yeah, and
Yeah.
the backstory
It's still
with
more fun.
Heimdall
Yeah.
and how there's subterfuge going on.
Yeah.
I want to know
Yeah.
more about that. And then like his friends show up and they're all goofy. And even the interaction with the cops, like all that dialogue is really fun.
That's
to me.
true. You know
But
what?
the story is stupid.
Yes.
And Blood Axe is horrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Here,
He is the worst.
I agree. Here's
right.
the thing. I don't want to.
But what do you think is the good?
Yeah, and I don't want to step on your toes, but like, at the end of the day, I would have bought the next issue of this and not that. So I'm gonna go back to Thor.
All right.
I think Thor is the good, even though it's.
I was gonna vote for Thor as well.
Oh no.
I knew that from the get go.
So I was gonna say like, I
so
like this.
hard.
I like this. I like the art better in this.
Yeah.
But I think I had more fun reading this.
I had a lot more fun reading this.
I also had more fun reading that.
Oh my
So I think I'm going to go with Thor.
Okay.
God, Thor.
We have a winner.
Okay.
That's good.
sorry, Superman. I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, and I get it, and I
It's also just an unpleasant read.
Well, yeah, but you know what? You should be forced to read things.
no, and I don't, and that's not why I don't like, and like. I have nothing problem with like being unpleasant. You know what I like to read. Everybody knows what this kind of stuff that I like to read. Like I put myself in. I read things that are uncomfortable sometimes.
Yes.
And it's nothing to do with that. I didn't like the way they did the story and the try to put the message into there. I don't think it was successful.
No, it's
in its messaging.
No, it's tough.
Because like
trite.
it is trite, and Superman doesn't do enough. To like he says like one thing, but he doesn't
He has like that one little.
Yeah, but there's no like there's no examples. There's
no. But I like that. I like that he's just like I don't have time for this. Like,
no, I know. But
when
like,
does it stop?
But we
with
also
your bullshit.
we don't see anyone else trying to. You know what I mean?
No,
like it's just it's not. It's a good. It's the correct message, just done the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know?
It very much is like, look how horrible this is.
Yeah.
Look, he's horrible. It's really horrible.
I get that.
It's like, you only needed to really do that once, and I got it.
But here's the thing, you can make him.
No, he's still killing people though. He's killing more
he
people.
killed a lot of people.
He killed people over, and he's killing more people. It's like I get it. He's real bad.
Yeah. Why is Bloodshot the worst?
No, Bloodshot's not the worst.
Oh my god.
Thor is the worst.
What? You're voting for Thor for the ugly?
Yes, I'm voting
Wow.
for the ugly.
Why?
I think Bloodshot was better than Thor.
I disagree. With
What?
that.
You defend Bloodshot. Defend Bloodshot.
Defend it.
Explain yourself.
Why it was better?
Yeah.
All right. I think you jumped in more towards the beginning of Bloodshot.
Sure.
You're a little thrown off and confused, but at least you're getting like what the character's going through at the time. He's arming himself up, and he's just following a story. He's like, "Look, I'm just gonna go after the mob. I don't really know what's going on, but I know that's my prerogative." With Thor, it's a bumbling mess. You're just like, "But I'm Eric Masterson, and I want to go do this, and I can't, and I'm being dragged on all these adventures, and other people get to do other cool things, but Thor
can't
doesn't."
go after the mob because he's a mythical character.
He shouldn't have to go after the mob.
Your problem. It sounds like your problem is that the main character here doesn't have any agency in the book.
Yeah.
Whereas Bloodshot does. Like
It
he
also
drives
sounds
the
like
story.
Well, Bloodshot owns the book.
I could not stand Thor. I could not stand Blood.
We didn't see Thor. You saw Eric Masterson.
He's Thor.
He's Thor in this book.
He's the Thor you got.
He's the closest thing we have to Thor.
I hate Volstagg. I hate Fandal.
Really?
Fandral.
Whatever.
Oh no, I thought they were great. I thought they were very.
Interesting.
I thought they were pretty close.
Here's
to
the thing.
for
Volstagg and Fandral, they're exactly the same as they are.
Yeah, that's just it.
Yeah.
I don't like those
Yeah.
characters.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
I don't like Thor's friend. Let's stay on Asgard. I don't want to read about Thor's
I like
friend.
the
I also don't like his
Warriors 3.
What's the best part of Bloodshot?
The best part of Bloodshot,
Yeah.
I think, is that last fight. I think it's those three guys who apparently have a connection with each other, being like, "You just killed my friend!
killed Greg!
I was hired as a contractor!"
Hang on, no. They only had there's only two that have a connection to it.
The other guys are like,
They
what?
don't care about the other guy.
The other guy?
Well, the other guy was a little bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
The ponytail guy. It's just, Wayne was my friend.
Yeah. It's funny that only two of them are
They
friends.
try to make you sympathize with these
Like, that you know they're going to get stabbed in the neck.
It doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
not even sympathize with them. No, it's just like,
They're
okay,
real.
they're real people.
Yeah.
You're still gonna die,
Right,
but they're
I would
real
say.
people.
But,
Yeah,
they-
they
but,
would say
they-
that,
but he's
yeah.
a cyborg.
Well, still a real
There's
person.
a man's brain in there.
You have to have human
Yeah,
parts.
I
for a
believe
cyborg.
in.
I feel like, but once you become a cyborg, you've entered into a whole new world.
No,
you get to
I-
have your arm pulled off.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. And it's scary.
I think this fight is lame.
I think it's
Here's the thing.
I think this.
You know
whole
why
book
it's
is
lame? Because the art.
The art
yeah.
is horrible.
The art is.
I don't think it's just that. I think
I
it's the art and
hate this art.
storytelling. Because the storytelling didn't know what to do here. So
No.
they're just like, well, he cuts his arm off and then he flies away.
No, but that's hardcore. He cut his arm.
Nobody
off.
flew away though.
He flew away.
That's literally the point. Is like how you get to see how hardcore Bloodshot.
Look at how crappy
is.
that sword is. It
looks like a butter knife.
Yeah.
But like we're not taking like any we're taking names with this, but like we're cutting off arms.
Yeah.
and
But this is the first thing he really does like that.
Yeah,
Like-
and it's
Well, who
it's-
knows?
We're
We
setting
don't
the
know.
No,
scene.
he shot some guy's arm off before.
That's right.
Well, that was a robot arm. This is a human arm.
Oh no!
At the end of the
difference, he didn't know it was a robot arm before he shot it.
He was
true,
also
I know.
with the guy who lost his cyborg arm. Like he's like reaching into it and like trying
Yeah,
to pull on his
yeah.
No,
robot
but they
veins.
reach into it. They're just dangling.
I
down.
know.
He's
trying
talking
anything
about
he
how he
can.
knows
Yeah,
about
he's
burn
just
and
trying to be
all that.
Bloodshot.
I know.
rough.
I feel like this could have been done so much better. And I think
it is.
Eric Masterson does nothing except bow before Odin,
He eats.
eat some pizza,
pizza.
and then find dead bodies.
But
Yeah.
the difference is Bloodshot is a person who's filled with nanites and meant to be an assassin, essentially. And Eric Masterson's a dude who has to deal with
he's
Thor's
just trying
body.
to
With the powers of Thor.
Yes,
Right,
he
but
should be
like-
having a blast.
Well, he should be doing anything. And yet he does
I think-
nothing.
Well, yeah. Well, the
Teleports.
premise of Eric Masterson Thor is just that he's like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm so
Which
stupid.
I
He's just
kind
trying
of
to get through.
appreciate that. Like,
Yeah.
he's just kind of like, okay.
But like I
I
said,
have a lot of responsibility.
What-
I don't know what to do with this.
Exactly.
Like, I'm huge. I don't know how to do this.
But I don't want that in my Thor
Right,
book.
but you
I
don't
want
wanna read that.
about something happening.
Yeah,
and
but
nothing
but you
does.
don't wanna
But you're
read about
reading a
his
Thor
friends.
book, Ben. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
problem.
You have
It's,
unrealistic expectations.
of how good it
Yeah.
could be.
See, for me, this fits in fine because this is how a lot of like magic-based or mythological-based stories
Yeah,
go.
like,
Like,
the trappings and the surroundings are what
Yeah.
is supposed to interest you in the story.
Well,
My problem with Bloodshot,
Yes.
besides the art being
God
god-awful, like, they don't, like, this should not have been
No, it's not good
published.
at all.
No.
It's like a book that wouldn't get published now, but you
No.
see someone like self-publish. And you're like,
absolutely.
"Oh,
It's self-published. It's
not
like a
right."
webcomic.
Yeah. No, my problem is that he's like crafted to be cool and badass.
Yeah.
But he's not. So it's like, oh, he's got nanites in his blood. And,
like, what does that mean, though?
He buys all these guns for what? Shut up, doesn't matter. Like,
Well, I tell you,
he
they
buys
repaired
guns
my
from gun
muscles.
dealers. and he goes to like a seedy motel with his prostitutes. Oh, this book's for adults. This is hardcore.
That's true. It is very
It's like what a 14 or 15-year-old would think is like cool and adult.
Well, wasn't
Yes.
that who was writing Bloodshot at the time?
Right?
But here's the thing: this is better than Youngblood, which is trying the same thing.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Image's stuff is like, look at all this cool shit, and look like they're blowing eyes out of sockets
Yeah.
and stuff. It's like, but they're also horribly
But
written. The characters have no
I
depth.
agree. The writing is not terrible.
It's not terrible.
It's not
but
good,
I don't.
But I don't like the
they-
concept.
and I
Yeah,
don't
or the
like
story.
his. I don't like his inner monologue. I don't
No,
think
it's
that's very.
because
strong.
there's no voice yet.
There's no
Yeah.
voice, and to your point, he's got the pouches, he's got the bullets, he's got the random armbands. Even
that's just what he
his
wants.
dossier
Yeah.
photo
Jesus.
is him shooting someone in the face. They're like,
By the
"No,
way-
see, he's cool."
How does he have a dossier yet?
I know. He's
Well,
only
from
been in
the
one
company
issue.
that made him.
Yeah.
Because he came from. His,
Yeah, that could be the
mob
file
or
photo of him
whatever.
leaving.
I feel like that was an artist sketch being like, we want this. This is what he should look like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make
and,
that.
And then the random. I mean, the fight at the end kills it for me. Just the random. 3 randos show up
Yep.
with hover belts.
If they had
Isn't
been-
that cool? Oh, and they're cyborgs.
I know.
And they're
Yeah.
cyborgs.
It does have the best advertising.
So we do
though.
get this awesome ad. And these, I want to play all those games.
Yeah, it's still the ugly for me.
For me too.
All right.
It's
What do you think, Sal?
Oh no, yeah.
Okay.
That's why I led with it. I was like, yeah, why is Bloodshot the worst?
Okay.
It's,
yeah.
but that's cool. Like I appreciate the dialogue because it's all the eye of the beholder, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows? There's a lot of people I know who are huge Bloodshot
Oh
fans.
no, and I'm sure that this picks up, and I'm sure over time it has gotten better, and I'm sure the newest
The newest one is
is
real.
Very
Like it's a real
different,
comic.
very good.
This is not.
This is they had to have
passionate.
this to get there, but this
This
did not age well.
This is evidence that if you have a time machine, you go back to like 1992 or whatever this book came out, you too could have a career in comics, regardless of your talent or ability.
My question is though, how does Superman get out of this?
Right? How
This
does he
slump?
solve that problem?
I don't mean that problem, but this slump of like,
They made him blue.
yeah.
Oh
They
no,
split him
really?
in half.
Yeah,
Oof.
that's what happens after this.
Is that what's going on? Is that why he's
Is this-
so
No,
tired?
well, we're getting there, but yeah, we don't
Is this
know.
after he comes back to life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. The best part of that book are the street servants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget those street servants. Anyway,
That's why that book is the good.
thank you guys so much for watching this episode of The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. We'll see you guys next time with another episode. Of course, I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
See you next week.